Yep, there's your problem. It ain't got no gas in it. Sheesh. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a no heat call. As you saw from the first clip, this thing was really iced up all out here. I just got done, essentially thawing it out. Now I'm gonna keep this as simple as possible so most folks can understand, because I know there's actually quite a bit of people who are not in the HVAC field but like to watch the videos. So a heat pump in the cooling mode, right? The simple way to look at it is there's a coil that looks similar to that inside of there. It's closed up, but that coil gets cold and then air blows through it, so you get cold air into the building, right? Or into your home or into your office or whatever. And then on the outside, the outdoor coil gets hot, and then it blows the hot air out of there, right? That's why if you ever put your hand over there in the summertime, you feel it's like really, really hot air, right? So that's how it removes the heat from the inside and it removes it to the outside. Now, in the heating cycle, essentially it's flipped, right? So that coil gets really hot, and then you blow air through it, so you get hot air into the structure or into the building. And this one out here gets cold, right? So because it's already cold out here as is, right, and that coil is getting even colder, it has the tendency, and it's normal for it to build up some frost or some ice on it, right? But it's got controls and sensors inside known as the defrost controls and defrost cycle that tell it to, okay, before it ices up, we want to kick it into what's called defrost cycle. So then essentially it will switch it, the defrost cycle will switch this coil to, like, if it were kind of like in cooling mode, right? It even shuts off the outdoor fan. It kicks it like if it were in cooling mode in the middle of the winter, so that this coil can then get hot and melt the ice, right? Okay, that might have been a little confusing, but hopefully now we got it. So it's normal for it to go into defrost cycle and thaw out. So in that cycle, you will be getting cool air, right? And you'll be getting cool air going into the structure. That's normal, okay? So what's going on with this unit is that the defrost control and sensors are not working because they're not sensing the fact that this thing was completely iced up, and know to kick it into essentially defrost so that it thaws out. It did not know how to do that because the sensors and the board is out that control that. So essentially, y'all, that's pretty much what's going on here. I'm going to replace those items and we will be good to go. And the way I found out that, the system, nothing's necessarily wrong with the system itself, is because if you see here, all my ratings, temperature splits 30 degrees. That's about what you want to see on a heat pump in heating mode. And this is R22 Freon, and those pressures are pretty normal. It's about 50 degrees out, and about well, you saw in there, it's about 63 64 return. So that's pretty normal. So that leads to the next point. All right, just a little bit of a informational video talking about the defrost cycle and whatnot, and how heat pumps work, because a lot of folks don't know how a heat pump works, especially if you're from the Midwest and the East Coast. Heat pumps are pretty much not used as much, especially in the Midwest. There's a lot of people in the Midwest that only used to furnaces And then in really cold areas like the East Coast, like Pennsylvania, New York, you know, heat pumps are not very common. So that's how a heat pump works, y'all. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. If you learned something, you know, share this with a friend. And we will see you on the next one. Peace.